Hello, Dream It, Do It members. Look, I'm in my fancy workout clothes. Tonight, I'm going to be live streaming our Mary Kay National Area Fall Advanced class. You can watch on InTouch from the link that was sent to you today via text or email. It's also in our Facebook group in the event for this class. So I'm going to start by sharing a video that is on InTouch in the Mary Kay National Area. So enjoy this video if I can figure out how to get over there.
Hello, Mary Kay National Area, and welcome to Let's Connect. I'm Kelly Collins, National Director of Salesforce Development.
And I'm Jessica Bair, your brand new Legacy Ambassador to the Mary Kay National Area. Kelly and I are sitting here in my great-grandmother Mary Kay Ash's office, and I have to say, this is a pinch me moment.
I know, how does it feel to be in this office?
Kelly, it is a combination of pure giddiness and almost overwhelming emotion.
Well, you know, Jessica and I came in here a little earlier, and we felt just like the Salesforce members who come and tour Mary Kay's office during seminar. Jessica, what is the one thing of your grandmother's that you love in this office?
Well, my great-grandmother was only 5 feet tall, so she wore heels all the time, which explains why she kept these cozy slippers in her desk drawer. I mean, look how tiny they were.
Oh my gosh. Well, we can't do a tour of Mary Kay's office without showing off this fabulous peacock. In 1978, Mary Kay and her husband Mel traveled to Acapulco, where Mary Kay was the keynote speaker at a Cadillac convention. Mary Kay saw this brass bird and just had to have it for her office. You can't miss the gorgeous display cases that line the walls. On every shelf, you'll see amazing porcelain figurines that represent the outpouring of love that others had for our dear founder.
Now, here's a place you may not have seen before, Mary Kay's powder room. Of note here are the 14-karat gold faucets and hand basin.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun, Jessica.
It was, Kelly, and I hope that every one of you comes to Dallas for seminar so that you can tour my great-grandmother's office too. It is something you will never forget.
And now that we've gotten to know Mary Kay Ash a little better, I'd love for you to get to know Jessica a little better. So Jessica, here's a pop quiz.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Pink, of course.
Okay. What's your favorite ice cream?
Mint chocolate chip.
What made you want to become the Legacy Ambassador of the Mary Kay National Area?
Kelly, that is such a good question. You know, the Mary Kay National Area was so important to my great-grandmother. That's why everything we do for the Mary Kay National Area is guided by the philosophies and the values of Mary Kay Ash. And I think that's one of the reasons that I felt so compelled to be a part of your support system. It gives me a small glimpse of what it was like walking in my great-grandmother's shoes.
Wow. Well, Jessica, I know that the entire Mary Kay National Area is super excited to have you support their success. And speaking of supporting success, I have a big announcement to make. Last November, we held our very first Mary Kay National Area Fall Advanced class, and we received rave reviews from so many of you. You all were blown away by our headlining speaker, Independent Senior National Sales Director Emeritus, Cindy Williams, and the main feedback we received from you was that you wish the Fall Advanced class was longer. So guess what? We're making this year's Fall Advanced class longer. Instead of one speaker, you'll be hearing from 2 of Mary Kay's finest independent Salesforce leaders sharing their stories and strategies for success.
Your success is important to us every year. And this year, we're even more excited because we're celebrating the company's 60th anniversary. And there are so many challenges and promotions that the company has put in place to celebrate this milestone event. And every one of them could help set you up to achieve your goals.
Like the Independent Beauty Consultant Most Important Things game?
And for independent sales directors, there's the 6 Most Important Things game.
And we can't forget the company's first ever global challenge, Nathan's Share the Mary Kay Dream Challenge.
Oh, just think of the power behind sharing.
Who qualify are invited to this super exclusive reception, and you'll be stoked to know that all the VIP reception achievers will receive their Thea earrings at the reception. And remember, you must attend seminar to receive those gorgeous earrings.
And the good vibes don't stop there. Afterward, all Mary Kay National Area members who attend seminar are invited to the Peace, Love, Mary Kay celebration, where we will party, dance, and honor the area's top achievers. And new this year, instead of being held on day 1 evenings of seminar, the reception and the celebration will be held on day 0 evenings at the Kay Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, Dallas. So bring on the flower power and join us for a party that you don't want to miss.
And we know you love to dress up, and we can't wait to see how you'll make this a celebration to remember.
Okay, here we go.
Hello and welcome to the Mary Kay National Area Fall Advanced Class. I am so happy that you took the time out of your day to give yourself and your Mary Kay business the advantage of extra education, extra motivation, and a great big dose of Mary Kay inspiration. Today, you have the incredible opportunity to hear from not one, not two, but 3 amazing women who created their futures by believing in the Mary Kay opportunity. And they want to pass that gift on to you. You'll hear straight from the heart of Mary Kay's great-granddaughter and our Mary Kay National Area Legacy Ambassador, Jessica Bair. You'll be mentored by a woman of true distinction who learned how to run a successful business from Mary Kay Ash herself. Independent, elite, executive, National Sales Director Emeritus, and Newbury. And you'll be taught and inspired by a woman who debuted as an NSD 1 year ago from right here in the Mary Kay National Area, Independent National Sales Director Karen Ridle. Today, we want you to imagine what the future of your Mary Kay business could look like. Where do you see yourself in 6 months, in a year, in 10 years? I've heard it said that the best way to predict your future is by creating it. So why not create your future now? Take what you learn here today and use it to help you create the future you see for yourself. Maybe that future includes becoming a red or an independent sales director, or maybe like Karen Ridle, you see yourself becoming an independent national sales director one day. You know, the Mary Kay National Area has been on a roll when it comes to debuting national sales directors. At Seminar 2022, the sensational Martika Jenkins debuted as an independent national sales director. At Seminar 2023, 4 spectacular women made their NSD debuts from the Mary Kay National Area. In addition to Karen, you debuted National Sales Director Brittany Jenks, National Sales Director Keita Powell, and National Sales Director Yosemite Mora. And for this seminar year, I am challenging you to debut 5 National Sales Directors from the Mary Kay National Area. And I'm going to bet that all 5 of you fabulous leaders are watching me right now, because just like Mary Kay Ash, you certainly wouldn't pass up the opportunity to learn. Mary Kay said, if you dream it, you can do it. So let's do it. Let's create your future now. The first speaker you're going to hear from is literally part of the family. And she's not just part of our fabulous Mary Kay National Area family, she's also part of Mary Kay Ash's family. As Mary Kay's great-granddaughter, Jessica Bair has pink blood running through her veins. And as the legacy ambassador to the Mary Kay National Area, Jessica is all in on helping you achieve your dreams. It's my privilege to introduce you to my friend and yours. Please welcome Jessica Bair.
Hello, Mary Kay National Area. I am beyond excited to speak with you all today and to share everything I've been thinking and feeling about this amazing area and the truly wonderful Salesforce members within it. My heart lies in helping you succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And my dream today is that I succeed in helping you see your value, see your worth, and see yourselves the way that I see you, as the leaders you are and the leaders you could be. My great-grandmother often talked about passing the torch, but what does that mean exactly? To me, it means the Mary Kay opportunity has been so enriching to your life. You can't help but want to share it with others so they can have an enriched life as well. A life where they can earn extra income for themselves or for their families without having to give up what they value most. And as you share the opportunity, as you pass the torch, you could find that one day you turn around and see an entire parade of women following you. That's what leaders do. And I'm on a mission to build Mary Kay leaders. It's why I'm here today, because it is so important to me to keep my great-grandmother's dream alive. And it's just as important to me to help keep your dreams alive. So if you're red with dreams of becoming an independent sales director, create that future now and take the steps you need to enter the DIQ program. If you're a sales director and you see yourself as a senior sales director or an executive or elite executive, take the steps you need to make it happen. Create your future now. And if you're a senior, an executive, or an elite executive, and you want to take Kelly up on her challenge and become an independent national sales director, take the steps you need to make it happen. Create your future now. There is an entire Salesforce development department that wants to help you, that wants to guide you, and wants more than anything to see you succeed. There's a story my great-grandmother used to tell about creating your future that I would love to share with you. There was a little girl busy at work with her crayons when her mother walked up and asked her what she was drawing. And the little girl said she was drawing God. The mother was a little surprised and said to the little girl, "But no one knows what God looks like." The little girl answered confidently, "They will when I get finished." And so you know the face of your future when you get finished creating it. And while you're creating your future, here's a tip my great-grandmother would approve of. Surround yourself with like-minded, positive people. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and who raise you up. The community and the family ties that are built within this independent sales force are unlike any in the world. That is the strength of Mary Kay, and you should always work from your strength. 60 years ago, my great-grandmother created this company to give women the opportunity to find success on their own terms, with no glass ceilings and no limits to what they could achieve. She believed with her whole heart in the power of the Mary Kay opportunity. And even though Mary Kay Ash was a huge dreamer, I don't think she could have imagined that 60 years later, Mary Kay would be named the #1 direct selling brand of skincare and color cosmetics in the world by Euromonitor International. Isn't that fantastic? Mary Kay is #1 in the world in both skincare and color cosmetics. And as you grow your business and grow your teams, I know that your perseverance and your can-do attitude will be the reason we stay #1. That is how I see the future of this great company. And it's thanks to you, our incredible community of independent beauty consultants who remain our heartbeat and the driving force behind our success. It proves that even today, as it has been for the last 60 years, the Mary Kay opportunity is still the greatest opportunity for women to achieve their dreams. I am so excited to see the futures that you create for yourselves, and I hope you start creating them right now.
How lucky are we to have Mary Kay Ash's great-granddaughter, Jessica Bair, as our Mary Kay National Area Legacy Ambassador. Thank you so much, my friend, for sharing your thoughts, your passion, and your heart with us today. Now, it's time to learn from a legendary leader of the Mary Kay Independent Sales Force, Independent, Elite, Executive, National Sales Director Emeritus, Ann Newbury. But before we meet Ann, I'd love to share some of the highlights of her storied Mary Kay journey. Ann Newbury believes that you have to start the race to win. After being impressed by a top independent beauty consultant, Ann decided that the Mary Kay opportunity was for her before even trying the Mary Kay products. And the race she began has quite literally taken her all over the world, from her beginnings in Boston to help her in the development of Mary Kay markets in Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. Ann's been a member of the exclusive Inner Circle 20 times and was the first U.S. national to achieve the $1 million Inner Circle. She's a 16-time top 10 national nationwide, including the #1 national nationwide at seminars 2005 and 2006. She's a member of the NSD Millionaires Club with over $11 million in earned commissions since starting her business in 1969 and until she debuted as an NSD Emeritus in January 2007. Ann is proud to have U.S. nationals Sonia Gregian, Genevieve Gold, Nancy Sullivan, Irene Shea, Shelley Gladstein, and Jackie LaPrade. Canada's Angie Stoker, Marcia Groberti, Ethel Randall, Janice Connell, Donna Weir, Darlene Ryan Rue, Suzanne Felker, and Debbie Madison. Mexico's Teresa Lopez and Brazil's Eloisa Johnson as national sales directors to debut from her area. Were you counting? That's the U.S. record for an NSD to debut with 16 offspring national sales directors. The key, Ann says, is just getting started. She says, I suggest strongly that today is your day to start the race. With her track record to follow, anything is possible. And on a personal note, I have had the honor and privilege of Ann taking me under her wing and mentoring me these last few years. She has been an incredible resource and an amazing storyteller to me about who Mary Kay Ash was. I treasure this friendship and mentorship, and I look forward to enjoying it for many years to come. Thank you, my friend. I could go on and on about Ann Newbury, but I'm sure you'd rather hear from the legend yourself. So without further ado, please welcome Independent, Elite, Executive, National Sales Director Emeritus, Ann Newbury.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. That's how I start my day every day, and you should too. When I first met Mary Kay Ash, it was 53 years ago this January. I had no idea what kind of a person she was going to be. She was the chairman of the board of a small company which was listed at that time on the New York Stock Exchange, making her probably one of maybe 4 or 5 other women that long ago in such a prominent position. There had never been any photos that I'd seen. No books had been authored. No videos or audio discs existed. I had been a beauty consultant for 18 months in the northeastern part of the United States, and no one had ever heard of Mary Kay Cosmetics. I was excited to be a DIQ traveling to Dallas from Boston that week to learn how to be a Mary Kay sales director. Then I was going to have to return to Boston and bring my little team to a successful directorship. It was a huge responsibility, And I was only a young mother of 2 little girls selling Mary Kay products all by myself. I was looking forward to the week ahead, but I had no idea what kind of a person she was going to be. Perhaps she wanted us to sell. I thought she might have been assertive, perhaps aggressive, and what a surprise I got when she walked into the room to meet our small group of 9 DIQs. She was shorter than I was, a bit overweight, and already a grandmother. She was soft-spoken, radiantly smiling, and quite engaging. She spent the entire day, an 8-hour day, telling us about her life story, having raised 3 children as a single parent, working for 2 other direct selling companies, selling products. And what had brought her to this place of starting and owning her own company with the idea that women were not treated as well as they should be, and her marketing plan for excellence and success would be the very reason why women, for once, could advance in the workplace. I could have listened to her forever. She spoke to us about how to live our lives, never once mentioning the words sales or cosmetics. She wanted us to put our priorities in the proper order. God first, family second, job third. And she was quick to point out third, not 4th, 5th, or 6th place of importance. She wanted us to always think of the other person first when making a decision, whether it be to buy Mary Kay products or even become a beauty consultant and sell our products. The other person had to be the one to be considered. Their own families, personal needs, their ambitions in life, goals to be achieved. And throughout the day, her wisdom flourished without so much as needing to repeat herself. She wanted us to wear a smile all the time, be courteous towards others, dress properly for business, and always work to perfect the Mary Kay Beauty Show. Each customer's needs were to be met in a professional manner, and we were to always keep our promises to a customer or team member, setting an example of honor, polite, understanding of their needs first, and then everything else could be built upon that relationship, which we hoped would endure all time. We wanted customers for life, that they could not live without their Mary Kay skincare program because it worked if used properly by instruction and follow-up from the beauty consultant to guarantee their customers were indeed happy and getting the proper compliments on their new looks that we promised would come. She wanted us to become organized, saying that from habit, most women were quite disorganized. She spoke about getting up earlier every morning, joining her 5 o'clock club, because women wore so many hats, she said. Wife, mother, cook, housekeeper, psychologist, carpool driver, you name it. Women were meant to do it all and still have time left over to bake birthday cakes for each member of the family. She said, women need an 8-day week because 7 simply isn't enough. And if you join my 5 o'clock club, that'll give you 3 extra hours every day to get organized for the week with setting your goals. I had never set any goals in my entire life, so I had no idea what she was referring to, but I listened and I learned. And over time, I had restructured my life wherein I could really do it all and come out with success. When the week was over, she called me into her office, her little office at that time and congratulated me once again for having come this far and preparing me for the task ahead. She told me it was great that I was going to be the first sales director in the northeastern part of the United States, but that she wanted me to ensure that each member of my new unit would understand that there was definitely room at the top for them as well. That as important as my new role would be, it was now necessary that my team members understand the marketing plan so well that they could pursue becoming a sales director as well. She made me promise that I would convey that news to each of my team members and made me promise to do it when I got home. And along with that directive, she said this, "Anne, I want you to promise me that you will travel to each and every byway of New England and that you'll get every woman you meet to sit down and enjoy a session with our beautiful products. Will you promise me you'll do that? Do not leave one woman out of your sight." And remember, Anne, at the end of the day, your most important job will be to give your job away. And with those parting words, I was bound for my return trip to Boston, where I gathered my fledgling team of 10 together along with their husbands. And I explained all of her messages to them so that they could now have the same picture of our calling that she inspired me with. Our calling. Yes, you can actually say that we are called to direct our lives in a whole new order of things and come out happier, more successful, as highly organized individuals, accomplishing untold amounts of efforts, plans, travels, while being loving, devoted wives, mothers, community leaders, and all the rest of it. What an idyllic world, I thought. And she had enjoyed such a life, and I wanted to grow up and be just like her. I could have followed her to the ends of the earth. That's how much of an impact she had on my life. People relations became our watchword as we grew into the sales unit. The members of our unit set goals for their families, dreaming of things their families could enjoy. We were now purpose-driven. We weren't just changing people's faces. We were influencing their entire lives. It was a mission, and one that worked then and continues to work now and today through you. Each and every one of you. Mary Kay considered it a blessing that she had a sense of wanting to go to work every day and to expect a miracle every day, because miracles and blessings would come to those who did the work. It was a positive experience, filled with attitude adjustments for many and a change of lifestyle for all of us. We were a team. We were a family. We cared about the successes of each other and celebrated them wholly. Mary Kay's messages were so deep that they went all the way to my heart and my being, and for all these years, it has never left me. And if I ever had a shadow of doubt, I'd remember the words that she would say to me. It's not over, Anne. The job is not finished. And you know what? It never is. When you're working to help other people look more beautiful and become more successful, that their lives can be truly enhanced and improved, then the job is never over. And you know what? It truly never is. When there are lives to be changed and enriched with a walk through our doors, It becomes a lifelong quest of perfection, teaching, encouraging, selling, training, motivating. It goes on and on and on. It's thrilling. Just ask me. I shudder quite often during these years to just think back of how things would have turned out for me and my family had I not said yes to the Mary Kay opportunity. Truly a safe harbor for women. Come together, common needs and goals to put the lives of so many other people in good order. It almost becomes a calling, one that can never grow cold or hollow, because there's always one more woman who needs to hear the message, needs to try on the products, needs to be welcomed into the family if she wants more. Another person to help change their lives for the better. I would suggest that you make today the first day of the rest of your lives. How do you do that? Begin by writing down your personal goals. What can money buy that your family does not have right now that you would be willing to work for? Maybe open a savings account for each of your children and make deposits weekly from all those beauty shows you're going to book. Mary Kay always wanted us to hold 10-show weeks. Have you ever done one? You owe it to yourself to book 2 a day for a whole week. That's 10. Always remember that you are now in the public eye too. So receive others into your circle well. Compliment people sincerely on something every day. Remembering what Mary Kay always told us. Everybody out there is wearing that invisible sign that says, make me feel important. Treat all other people as you would like to be treated yourself. And when things go wrong sometimes, and they will, remember to hold your tongue. Say a little prayer for patience and think of the other person first before saying one word. Many years ago, one day, Mary Kay came to Boston to hold a workshop for us. I invited her and Mal, her husband, to stay over an extra day and tour the city, which they happily agreed to do. The three of us stopped for lunch. She wanted New England clam chowder, and the waitress took our order and went away. Mary Kay's facial expression changed dramatically to almost sour. She looked me in the eye and said, well, aren't you going to do your job? For a moment, I thought, my job? And then I remembered. When the waitress returned with the bill, I opened my bag and produced a business card. Thank heavens I had them with me. And I politely explained to her who I was, what I did, and would like to offer her a complimentary facial in her home. Thank goodness the waitress was cordial and welcoming. I was scared to death. I was still quite young in the business, and I had not mastered the art of warm chatting. A week went by, and my phone rang. It was Mary Kay calling out of the blue. And she said, honey, I have only one question for you. Did you book that young lady from last week? It's the truth. She did that. Thank heavens I was able to say, yes. And I told her the date for the week ahead. She said, good girl, and hung up the phone. That was the Mary Kay that I came to know all of my life. Inspecting what she expected from all of us and encouraging us every step of the way. Now, you have the same challenge. Think of your family's goals and go to work to make them all come true. Book someone new every day and fill that date book. Promise to do more than you think you can do in a short period of time, like a 10-show week, and do it. What pride you'll experience. And tell your story to at least one new person every week until it becomes a habit that you will live by. Greet everyone with a big smile. Compliment when you can, and build relationships, which will last a lifetime. They'll be your customers, your team members, your offspring sales directors, and ultimately, your offspring national sales directors, like the team I'm so proud to have represented all of these years. Mary Kay will be watching from her place on high and challenging you from within in her warm, encouraging voice. You can do it, honey. You can really do it. You can do anything in the world that you put your mind and heart to doing, and you'll be flying forever. You'll also be passing it on. I know I can count on you. Make it happen. I love you.
Wow, wow, wow. That was incredible. I don't know if I've ever met a woman of such grace, character, intelligence, and warmth as the incomparable Ann Newbury. Now it's time to hear from an extraordinary leader who many of you know, having debuted as National Sales Director out of the Mary Kay National Area 1 year ago. Independent National Sales Director Karen Ridle was working 60 to 70 hours a week and was a mom to a 7-year-old son who played a lot of baseball. She says, I was the busiest I had ever been, but I knew if I kept doing what I was doing, I would keep getting what I was getting. She knew she needed to make changes, and if she expected a different outcome, that's what she exactly did. She's a Mary Kay Honor Society Achiever and was the state contest winner for the most improved unit in Virginia in 2012, and the highest unit in Virginia 6 times between 2012 and 2018. Karen's an 11-time Court of Personal Sales Achiever and made 18 appearances in the unit circles, including 5 times in the prestigious $500,000 Circle of Achievement, and has qualified for 11 top sales director trips, including the Prestige trip in 2022. She's been in the top 10 of her seminar 4 times. She was honored by her sister sales directors as the monthly Go Give winner in April 2009. Karen debuted as a national sales director out of the Mary Kay National Area in 2022 and is a member of the NSD Millionaires Club with over $2 million in earned commissions since starting her business in 1992. She is passionate about carrying on Mary Kay Ash's legacy of helping women dream big. Karen's National Area has a mission to empower women to believe bigger in the dreams God places in their hearts and to inspire them to keep believing and moving forward on those dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Independent National Sales Director, Karen Ridle.
Hello, Mary Kay National Area. I was so excited when I was asked to share with you at your fall advance. I grew up in the Mary Kay National Area. You were my family for so many years. I want to give a big shout out to all of my Mary Kay National Area friends. What a treat to spend today with you. I have a question for you. Do you have any idea how impactful your yes was to Mary Kay when you started your business? Maybe it was years ago, or maybe it was just a month or so ago that you said yes. Well, that yes is truly a life-changing yes. Honestly, I had no idea how my yes to Mary Kay would forever change my life. When I said yes to Mary Kay 31 years ago, it was after 3 very distinct and very emphatic no's. I had recently graduated from college a few years earlier, and I was married to my high school sweetheart. He was in medical school, and I was in my first real job out of school in marketing. And honestly, I wasn't looking for anything. So when my former sister-in-law called me to tell me she thought I would be great as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I thought it was the funniest thing I had ever heard. I did not wear any makeup. I had no idea how to apply eyeshadow. Plus, I had never sold anything and I had no desire to start selling anything. So my no came fast. But that did not deter Gwen. She called me 2 more times over the next few weeks and told me again that she thought I would be great. I assured her each time that she was mistaken, and each time I gave her another no. Honestly, I didn't feel like she was pressuring me. She was genuinely excited about her business, and I was happy for her. I just couldn't see myself ever being a Mary Kay beauty consultant. She called a 4th time, and this time I felt like God took the veil off my eyes, and all of a sudden I realized that I was smart, and if someone would teach me, I could probably figure it out. And out of my mouth that day came a life-changing yes to starting my own Mary Kay business. It had taken me about 4 to 6 weeks to get to my yes, but once I did, I was all in. I started going to my meetings, learning from my director, and then I started practicing on faces, all that I was learning at my weekly success meetings. My business started to take off. And 1 year later, I finished qualifying for my first Mary Kay car, the Burgundy Grand Am, and soon after I gave birth to my son, Trey. And then I debuted as a new Mary Kay sales director. Wow, that yes to Mary Kay sent my life on a completely new trajectory. I'm so grateful that when I said yes to Mary Kay, I immediately got into action. I let my yes propel me out of my comfort zone. I describe these types of yeses as getting out of the safe zone and moving into the faith zone. What if I hadn't taken my yes to Mary Kay seriously? What if I had second-guessed myself and my decision? I often see many consultants let their analysis put them into a place of paralysis. But because I was working, I embraced working with my sales director and I attended my weekly success meetings. And because I said yes to doing makeovers and parties regularly, I was able to go after a dream I'd always had. My mom had always been home with me and my brothers when we were growing up, and I wanted to be home when I had kids. So when Trey was born, I had developed a great customer base, a strong personal team, and I'd made the decision to build a unit too. So now I had choices. My yes to Mary Kay paved the way for me to make that dream come true of being able to be home as a new mom. I stayed home with Trey for 4 years, and then I found myself going through a divorce I didn't want. It was a hard season of life. I ended up putting my Mary Kay business on the back burner for 5 years as I walked through so many life changes and grieving a really tough season. I moved back to Richmond, Virginia, which is where I'm from and where I live today. And I took a job at a large law firm as a marketing manager. It was a great job with a fabulous salary, but I quickly found out that the better job I did for the law firm, the more work they gave me. So my 40-hour work week quickly became 60 and 70 hours a week. I had no balance to my life. By now, my son was 7 or 8 years old and playing lots of baseball, and I was newly married to Chuck, and I was missing out on so much life. I was traveling all over the country and was never home. I missed Mary Kay's priorities of God first, family second, and career third. Those were definitely not the law firm's priorities, and I longed for a life with freedom and flexibility. I began to think about my Mary Kay business. I got excited, and I made the decision to say yes to Mary Kay, and then fear stepped in. I saw how crazy busy my life was, and I just couldn't figure out how to squeeze Mary Kay into this hectic life and travel schedule with my job demands in addition to being a mom and a wife. I quickly changed my yes to a no the next day, and I decided to wait 6 months, and then I would restart my business. And then the 3rd day came. I hadn't told anybody about my thoughts of restarting my Mary Kay business, but on that 3rd day, I woke up and I thought the thought, I may not be able to do a lot right now, but even if I just do a little bit, I'll have a small business going and can really increase my efforts in 6 months when hopefully my life will calm down a bit. Cue another impactful yes. I called my director and told her I wanted to place order to stock my shelves so I could get my business going again. I was excited and I had hope again for my dream of being able to work from home and be home with my son and design my life. You guys, that was another example of a bold and impactful yes. And guess what happened? I started to get into action again. And with each faith-filled effort, I started to figure out how to wrap my Mary Kay business around my hectic life. The lesson here is stop trying to figure out what it will look like before you get into action. You can't do that. You can't figure it out until you get into action. Guess what happened? Remember how I was really going to slowly rev up my business over the next 6 months? Well, I actually earned my next Mary Kay car by the time I got to that 6-month mark. And then I was full speed ahead into DIQ. And getting into action gave me confidence, built my skill, and helped me recreate my life. Once I went into DIQ, I made another impactful yes decision that was followed up with huge action. I knew I needed to go full in on what God was calling me to do. I wasn't going to give myself a plan B. 1 year later, after I debuted as a new sales director, we earned our first pink Cadillac. I'm so grateful I have said yes in the past, but also that I continue to say a bold, emphatic yes to my Mary Kay business and my dreams. Are you straddling the fence on committing to making your dreams come true? You know, 1 foot on one side and 1 on the other. You're too scared to take the leap of faith. So you're keeping yourself in that uncomfortable place of not being all in on your dream. After all, it's too risky, so many people say. What if I fail, other people say. I hear so often, I tried before and it definitely didn't work. So we straddle the fence and we don't give our dreams a big yes. What dream is God bringing to your mind right now? It's time to say yes to that dream and get into action. The theme of this fall advance is create your future now. Now, not in a week or in a month or when things calm down. Today is the day. Today is the day that you start saying yes to your dreams. Well, I've told you about a couple of the key yeses I said to my Mary Kay business in the early days of building my business. I've been back working my business full time now for 20 years this coming January. And over those 20 years, I've experienced lots of exciting wins, but also many setbacks and delays. One dream in particular seemed to be forever in my heart, but just out of reach. I continued to lead from the front as a sales director, holding parties, building my customer base, growing my team, and as a result, my unit grew and strengthened. And in 2009, we became a Circle of Excellence unit, and Chuck and I traveled Mary Kay style to Rome, Italy for our first of 11 top director trips. What a dream come true. I met some of my best friends on that top director trip. I encourage you to keep saying yes to stretching to reach your goals. Maybe you've had that dream for a while, but you just haven't reached it yet. I get it. The year before we earned that first trip, I said a bold yes to getting in front of more people than I ever had. I increased my personal business and I focused on growing lots of new consultants and holding lots of new consultant debuts. National Sales Director Emeritus Linda Tupin taught me how to use these debuts as mini guest events, working with the new consultant to have at least 10 guests at each debut. I was obsessed with growth. And from January to June of that year, we added 90 plus new consultants. In addition to building my personal team and my unit size, I fell in love with developing offspring sales directors. I had 2 new offspring sales directors that year, and then we added another director or 2 in the next year. A new dream was taking root in my heart. I was at a Mary Kay National Area Fall Advance like this one, and that is when I committed to building a national area. We were on fire. The dream grew, and so did my efforts. My directors were in on the dream, and we were working diligently to be Mary Kay's newest national area. I gave this dream a big yes. I backed it up with lots of activity. I believed big, and we were making things happen. In fact, we got really close to finishing our national area. And then we lost a director, and then another. And I won't go into the gory details, but there are times that you give it your biggest and boldest yes, and instead of going full speed ahead, you go backwards. And it's frustrating. It's hard. It's upsetting. But I have to tell you, it's a part of the journey to a dream. One of my favorite books is The Dream Giver. It's a parable-style story about the journey to a dream. And at the beginning of finding your dream, you're so excited. You see it, you feel it, you know it. You leave your comfort zone and you're on your way. And you start to make progress. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in the wasteland. Ugh, the wasteland is no fun. It feels desolate, lonely. You feel like your dream has disappeared. Really, you feel like your dream has died. Many people think that this is a sign that their dream wasn't meant to be, but that's not true. The wasteland is a very normal part of the journey to your dream. There are going to be setbacks. There are going to be delays. People are going to quit your dream. You have to stay the course. You have to keep saying yes to your dream. Here's what I found out about the wasteland. You see, I've been there many times. We would take 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. And that would happen again and again. But the time I spent in the wasteland is where I developed grit and determination. It's where I grew. It's where I learned how to persevere. So much good comes from the wasteland. You just have to keep saying yes to your dream. And that yes eventually moves you out of the wasteland and onto your land of promise where your dream comes true. God gave you your dream on purpose, and his timing is perfect. I cannot tell you how many times I told myself and my forming national area over the years, God's delay is not God's denial. I hung on to that truth. You just have to keep going, keep learning, keep growing, and keep giving your bold and emphatic yes. Well, COVID happened and we were still on a mission to finish our national area. Of course, we were thrown for a bit of a loop at first because learning how to work virtually, right? But we persevered. We learned new ways to work our business. We missed one seminar because of COVID and hoped that the next year we could go to seminar. Once again, seminar was canceled. And that's when I felt the nudge to hold a retreat for my sales directors and our Red Jacket leadership team. We took off to the mountains of Virginia and spent a weekend at a retreat center. We called the retreat Unleashed, and we all said a big, bold yes together to finishing our national area. I wish I could count how many times we changed our debut date over the years, but we set a new date and we worked hard. And from that retreat, 8 women stepped up to being a sales director. It was just about 18 months from that retreat that we finally finished our Dream Team National Area with 29 sales directors. In fact, it was our 1-year anniversary as a national area on November 1st of this year. It still makes me smile to know that we did it. We kept saying yes to the dream. And we finally did it. We had a lot of trips to the wasteland over the years. Ask me if it was worth it. It absolutely was. The wasteland brought out my inner champion. I wouldn't be the leader that I am today without the wasteland. I'm grateful for the wasteland. It wasn't fun going through it, but there was a purpose. I have to tell you, it was so worth it. Every delay, every setback, every person who left our dream, leaving me feeling so sad, but it was all worth it. One of the dreams that was attached to me debuting as a national sales director was having my husband, my son and his family, and my parents on the seminar stage with me when I debuted. My parents have been my biggest cheerleaders over the years, and I dreamed of them being on that stage with me. And this past seminar, my fabulous husband, my son, and his 2-year-old son, my grandson, my father-in-law, and my parents stood with me on that stage celebrating our Dream Team National Area. It was such a dream come true. They had an incredible time in the NSD suite, meeting corporate staff members and celebrating in our first official Dream Team National Area Awards night. And finally, realizing the dream and being on the seminar stage with me as a new national sales director. It was truly a dream come true moment that I will never forget. You know, there's another thing that I found to be true about the journey to a dream. I'll never forget the day that we had our official appointment from Mary Kay Corporate on Zoom. It was Chuck and I, my family, and all my Dream Team directors and many close friends. And it was so emotional. About an hour after the Zoom was over, my front doorbell rang. It was all of my local sales directors. They had flowers and chocolate and lots of big hugs for me. We cried and laughed and celebrated. And I stood back after a few minutes and watched them all interacting and talking together. And then I got it. Their belief had grown through the process. These women were on fire, and their belief was through the roof. They were all talking about dreams and goals they were going to make happen. Friend, your dreams pave the way for other people's dreams to come true. When you dream big, you give others permission to dream big with you. So see your dream through to completion and watch all of the lives your dream touches. The mission of our Dream Team National Area is to empower women to believe bigger in the dreams God places in their hearts. And I'm here today to remind you to keep believing in the dream God has given you. It's not too late. All you have to do is say yes again to your dream and then get into action and take others with you. Do you have a dream to be a sales director? To drive a pink Cadillac? To lead a Circle of Excellence unit? Do you have a dream to be a national sales director? All of these dreams matter. It's time to say yes again. It's time to believe that your dream is happening. Today is your day to create your future. It all starts with a yes. And with every yes, you get one step closer to realizing your dream. Dreams come true, my friends. You could be just a breath away from being Mary Kay's newest sales director, or to being my sister, national sales director. Will you say yes today? Why not write it in your notes and date it right now? Why not say it out loud right now? I say yes to my dream. Your yes today is the first step to creating your future.
Wasn't she fantastic? I'm sure all of you are just as proud as I am about the future Karen has created for herself. And I can only imagine how far her Mary Kay journey will take her. So, if anyone thinks it's too hard to become a national sales director without having a national sales director, Karen has proved that it can certainly be done, especially with the awesome members of the Mary Kay National Area cheering you on.
As the company celebrates its 60th anniversary in business, we will continue embracing my great-grandmother's legacy of empowering women then, now, and always. Mary Kay Ash taught us to never rest on our laurels, and that meant to always have a goal, always have a dream, and continue to ask, what's next? That drive and determination is why we can cheers to the next 60 years of enriching women's lives.
And so, as you go back to your work and your phones and your texts and your emails, we want you to take a moment to consider what your dreams are and how you're going to make them come true. How are you going to create your future now?
Well, I can tell you what my great-grandmother would say. She would say, plan your work and work your plan. Do the research to find out exactly what you need to do to help you take those next steps.
If you're an independent beauty consultant, Mary Kay In Touch has some great resources to show you the steps to success that you can take. And of course, your independent sales director can be an ideal person to show you what it takes to move along the career path.
And if you're an independent sales director, your Salesforce development team is ready, willing, and able to speak with you and mentor you as you create your future now. They are the best in the business at building leaders, and you could not be in better hands.
Mary Kay Ash's dream was that women everywhere would realize just how powerful they are. That's a pretty big dream, right? Well, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
If your friends don't chuckle when you tell them your dreams, they're not big enough.
So we encourage you to start thinking about your goals and then take them a step further.
It's time to stretch your wings and let those dreams take flight, because everyone at Mary Kay is excited to see the futures that you create for yourselves.
Create your future now and make this year your best year yet.
Thank you all so much.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I cannot wait to hear what you think of all of this. Thanks for joining me, whether you watched it live or hashtag replay. I'm still not sure if we're streaming in our group or not, but thanks for everything and goodbye for now.